morning, welcome back to Astrology from a Libra's perspective. Today is Thursday, May 14th, 2020, and this is the daily horoscope reading for all my Scorpios out there for today. Salute to all my Scorpios. A small crisis is still a crisis. In the midst of this global crisis, expect to face a personal one today. Since you don't like unresolved issues, you won't want to put off dealing with your problems any longer. Questions abound. Are you and your partner equally sharing work and responsibilities? Are you making equal efforts to maintain relationship harmony? Asking questions is the first step toward answering them. The reason why this horoscope for my Scorpios today is so ridiculously dope is because if you're here from my main YouTube channel, The Social Forecast, and if you're not, definitely go check it out. Go subscribe and watch some of the content that's over there. 85% of that platform revolves around relationships, all different kinds of relationships, whatever they may look like, and whoever they're with. I hinder so much when it comes to relationship talk and dealing with a partner. I hinder so much on communication. And it's so important to ask questions, and it is amazing to me how many people don't do it. Before you can draw an opinion about something, you got to ask questions. Before you can understand why a person is doing what they're doing, you have to ask why. You can't, as this daily horoscope put it, hope to get to an answer without questions. You can't understand something at work without asking questions. You can't learn how to drive without asking questions. You can't learn to do anything in life without asking questions. What's funny though is that, and it's unfortunate, I think most people as adults who don't ask enough questions in their relationships is because as children, when we are so inquisitive, and we all were for the most part, when you're so inquisitive and you ask your parents a million questions, it's a shame, and I understand that they probably didn't realize what they were doing, and I hope that the parents who do it now are more mindful. But when your kids are super inquisitive and they ask a million questions a day, answer them. No matter how stupid they may seem to you, no matter how annoyed you may get, answer those questions. Because when you shoo your kids away, when you don't want to answer those questions, when you visibly seem annoyed, that's discouraging kids from being inquisitive. It's discouraging them from being their natural curious selves, which is how they learn about the world around them. And why am I mentioning kids and parents and being inquisitive? Because kids who have their creativity, their natural curiosity, their inquisitive nature, their innocence, when they have those things stripped away from them too soon, they grow up as adults in a world not well-rounded and not prepared and equipped enough to handle adult situations, including adult relationships. The vast majority of the people in my generation who are struggling with relationship issues, it's for a lot of reasons. You can never pinpoint one thing. But I'm pretty sure you can trace back all of our inability to deal with each other as adults back to when we were kids, and having something about what makes kids incredible, having that stripped away too soon. There's enough issues that we're going to have in the best environments where communication is thriving. We're still going to have disagreements. There's still going to be arguments on occasions. There's still going to be things about each other that you just don't like. That's human nature. There's nothing wrong with those things. But we need to get back to the inquisitive nature, the curious nature of how we were as kids with our partners, because the more questions you ask, the more open those lines of communication is going to be. It has no choice but to work that way. So for all of my Scorpios out there for today, before you make a decision about whether or not a relationship is going bad and you're at the point where you need to leave, whatever unresolved issues you might have, a beef with a friend, before you make a decision to leave that situation or just let that person go on about their life and just go your separate ways, ask some important questions, ask some hard questions, because I would venture to say that not all, never all but at least 6 to 7 out of every 10 friendships or relationships that end could have been saved if the right questions were asked. And timing is important. There does come a point where it's just too late to talk about certain things, but if you start now and start doing it today, I believe that in at least 6 out of 10 relationships, if they started today, it would be early enough to fix whatever the issue is. Because when there's no talking, when there's no communication, that's where the doubt comes in. That's where the thoughts come in. The not knowing turns into resentment, turns into people acting in ways that they shouldn't be acting. So to all my Scorpios out there for today, sit down and have a conversation. I actually did a video, not to get off into a tangent like I do every day, on at least one of these horoscope readings. I did a video weeks back when this whole lockdown, social distancing, quarantine thing got started, and I forget what the exact title was. I'm gonna paraphrase it. It was something to the effect of, is social distancing is social distancing causing you to look at your relationship in a different way, or something to that effect? And basically what I was getting at in the video, and again, if you're here, go check out the Social Forecast YouTube channel. But basically what I was getting at is, there's never been a perfect time for us, people who are alive right now in my generation. There's never been a more perfect time to sit down and have conversations with your partners about the relationship and different issues that may need to be worked out, because there's nowhere to go. There are no distractions. Your life is not so busy right now. Even if you're essential workers, in most relationships, both partners are not going to be essential workers. Somebody's going to be home. And even if you're both essential workers, when you do get off work and you're home, there's nowhere else to go right now, really. And we might have a couple more weeks of this left. So use the time now to have those important conversations. Use the time now to really delve into some things and see what can be fixed and see what can't. Don't come out of this world-changing event that we're all dealing with right now the same as the way you went in. So that would be the advice that I would give to all my Scorpios out there for today. Love you all. I wish you all love, peace, wealth, and overall health. This is astrology from a Libra's perspective, brought to you by the Social Forecast. And I will see all my Scorpios back here tomorrow with another daily horoscope reading. Peace and love.